start out by doing the machine gun here. And I've got a 5mm Google Eye here. I'm just going to cut the backing off of it. Hopefully as even as possible. And that allows me to get rid of the pupil thing too, which gets in the way of the insertion of the eventual insertion of the machine gun. So we're just going to take some glue and pop it onto there. Okay. Tiny little chunk of cue card paper. You want to cut it maybe 1.5 millimeters wide, and about 4 millimeters long. Okay, going to install that on the mark you made or on the template here for the lower piece. And we're going to cut sort of a similar sized, instead of 1.5 millimeters, make this a little bit wider. Getting close to 2 millimeters. And cut it at about 5.5 millimeters long. And you're going to install that sort of overlapping the upper half. Of the first piece that you installed. Next, we're going to take the matchstick that we used to make the suspension, and we're going to just try to cut successfully. Now, it may take you a few to get good ones, because these tend to splinter. Just want to cut some 45s. That look half decent, don't come apart. Okay, and you're going to install those on these on the lower hull, like so. This was my other good one. And hopefully they match okay. If not, you may have to cut a few to get matching sizes. Now we want to take this little piece of cereal box again that we used for the upper part of the driver's viewport and just cut a piece that comes out about as far as your matchstick piece. And let's see, it's about 3 millimeters long. oops, oh, there it goes. So cut a couple of little pieces like that. I'm not sure that this is the right piece, but looks like a different thickness to me, but actually maybe better. Let's cut this in two. There we go. And what you're going to try to do is install them edge on, not right up against, but close to the little piece of matchstick you just installed. It can be a bit of a challenge to get these in place. And a skewer or a round toothpick can help quite a bit to position them. It's just a tiny, basically a small space as you can manage between them. Almost touching. And again on the other side. Pretty good. All right. Now, I've got a bamboo skewer here, and you can see kind of it's like split off on one side. That's actually to my advantage for this next piece. I'm going to just sand this a little bit, make it nice and smooth where it isn't cut like that. There we go. End here. Make at least one nice smooth end. Carve this down a little flatter. And basically we're just going to use this to make that piece. So again, I would say that's about 3 millimeters long. It doesn't go all the way to the bottom of the, or it doesn't all the way touch the track cover, is what I'm trying to say. It's not a big deal, don't think. So basically you're going for a little bit more than half a skewer size. Half a skewer is fine if that's what you get, but it could bulge a little bit more than that. And just install that here beside part B. Sort of coming to the same height as it, but like I said, not quite to the track cover. Okay, and lastly, got a round toothpick here. Cut off the end, sand down the end of that. Just cut it off. Oh, optionally, I realize this is horrendously difficult to do. So cut a piece of just regular paper as thin as you can possibly manage. And so you can kind of just put glue over the whole surface of the part you're going to eventually remove. And then do 2 wraps of this. Maybe a millimeter from each end. But there we go. I think it went around all the way. Just about. Oops. Doesn't look like I cut it off. Okay. Here we go. And again. And I'm using 2-to-1 glue for this because the wateriness actually helps quite a bit. And it can also help to sort of... I forgot the way you can do this is actually put the glue on the piece of paper. It makes it quite a bit easier, I think. That's how I did it before. Because then the paper can glue to itself as well as just the wood. And you could do a complete wrap with less problems. So the hardest, the most challenging part is actually getting it started. See, it wants to stick to my finger more than the piece of wood here. Yes, it's actually much easier to do if you just put glue right on the piece of paper rather than anything else. Now, I would recommend leaving this to dry before trying to cut it off and install it here. Now, it's going to be a little bit big, but you can save that. You should be able to still move this a bit. So it looks like it's wrapped about 1 millimeter from each end. Yes, it's going to be a little bit big, but like I said, that's okay, especially if you're doing this kind of detailing. It's kind of necessary to make it a little bit big. See if I can get some of this excess glue off of here. Oh, don't want to take the excess paper off of there. Okay. I'm going to try to cut this off, realizing I'm taking a bit of a risk here. So if you've got the paper installed, you definitely want to cut all the way through rather than trying to snap it off. There we go. And let's just install that quickly here. Sorry for the extra long video. Oops, part peeled off. Let's get that back on there. Okay, hopefully you liked this video. Subscribe to the website if you did.